Hello, welcome back to another Market Thoughts. It has been a while, probably at least 6 months, I think, since I done a video on my thoughts on the current comic market. And for those that watch my channel long enough, you may have seen a video where I show you this chart. This is the chart of the S&P 500 over the past 5 years, okay? And you can see that the stock market has went pretty much straight up until last year, and then it kind of flatlined right here, okay? And in the video maybe 6 months ago, or maybe even 9 months ago, when I brought out this chart, I said that the market is stuck in a range, a resistance, and trying to figure out whether to crash or to break out, okay? And for those that follow the stock market, guess what? In the last 3 months, a breakout, okay? You have a period of months where the market was flatlining, trying to find the direction, and then it found the direction, okay? So as you can see, how does that relate to the comic book market? For those that follow the comic book market, especially on the high end, you should notice that many high-end books, many keys, especially Amazing Fantasy 15 and even Hulk 181, are breaking out to the high side, okay? A lot of books, I'm not saying that there's strength across every single book, but as in the stock market, rising tide lift all boats. I'm sure you've heard of that cliche. So it is not a surprise at all for me to see extremely strong price in many keys, regardless of the movies, regardless of the hypes and the nonsense with the TV and movie stuff. In fact, I think there is less hypes about first appearances in movies and TVs in the recent 6 months, if not longer, than it has been in the previous year. Just look on YouTube, for example. I think a year ago, 2 years ago, you would have seen so many videos of people talking about speculation books about that character, this character appeared in this show, that show. It was insane, okay? I'm sure you noticed that over the past 3 months, there are a significantly less of those kind of videos. Maybe that is my perception, but you can let me know if you see the same thing. Regardless, the big keys are breaking records, and you can thank the strength in the stock market for it. There's a correlation between how the stock market behave and the high-end book behave, okay? I have said this for a long time. At the end of the day, the people that fork out $50,000, $60,000 for big keys is not the people on YouTube. They have vast wealth. They're the kind of people that participate in the stock market and benefit from the stock market more than the average person that do not participate in the stock market. A lot of discretionary money. So that being said, I think, for those that ask me in the past few months, why books are going so high, why are the price so crazy? Well, as long as the market keep going higher, the NASDAQ break record high, Apple break record highs, and Facebook, you name it, all those stocks, there are a lot of money slushing around many comic fanboys that came into wealth, and they are going to chase and bid up a lot of stuff. With that being said, from my view, the comic market has pretty much staying the course as far as, I don't see a crash. A lot of people talk about potential crash in the market. To be honest, I don't know what inning we are in. Okay, for sure, we are not in the first inning of this comic book bubble. Are we in the fourth inning, fifth inning, sixth inning, seventh inning? I have no idea. If I have a crystal ball and they tell me that this is the eighth inning, I would go sell all my keys, because then a crash is coming. But much like the stock market crash, a lot of my friends in the stock that invest and trade have discussed with me about a potential crash for 2 years now, and all of last year I keep saying that the formula, the catalyst for a stock market crash is not there for a stock. Can we get a 10% correction? Absolutely. It's just like in comic books, not every book goes up. There are books that go down because of whatever reason, but it's not a straight line up. It's just like the stock market, and the catalyst for a crash is not there for the stock market, just as the catalyst for a comic book market to crash is not there. I'm not a fan of the current craze when it comes down to variant and hot book chasing and all that stuff. I'm not a fan of that. I don't participate in that for the most part. So, but just because I don't like it and do not participate in them does not mean that it's gonna crash. So regardless of my personal feeling about it, the market is going very strong. The demand is very strong. If you look at CGC and CBCS, they are pumping out as many slabs as they can handle, and they are way behind, regardless of what they're trying to do in pumping up the staff. In fact, the recent news this past week is that CGC is raising the price starting I think the first week of June. Because of that, it gave me thoughts on potentially submitting a few books at the last week of May so that I can beat the price raise. But then again, when you're talking about $3 or $5, is that I don't think it will. I have extreme confidence that in the end it will not hurt CGC submission one bit. Anyone that I think that this will somehow benefit CBCS and more people will switch to CBS to save $3 or $5, that make as much sense as people switching to PGX to save $10. Okay, there are CGC hardcore fanboy and loyalists that will keep submitting regardless of the price raise. Okay, so hate on CGC all you want, it ain't gonna happen. And at the end of the day, this is not the first time CGC raised the price. The market have absorbed every price. Every time they raise the price, there's always talk about hurting potential submissions, slow down. It does not. If anything, it's gonna create a huge boom. Trust me, between now, this is the first week of May, between now and the end of May, submission to CGC will explode. If anything, it probably double, if not triple, the amount of submission they would receive compared to last May. Okay, if you're comparing year to year, so it's gonna be insanely busy. That's why, as much as I want to submit some books, I have a couple books that I put out to be submit to CGC. This trio of Silver Surfer. Okay, this trio of Silver Surfer is going to be in my pile to be submitted to CGC next time, whenever that is. It could be the end of May or Christmas. My plan, I didn't have a plan to submit until after Thanksgiving. I'm not a big fan of submitting during the summer months when CGC is busy as hell with all the convention. Not a big fan. That's why they have a price rise in early June, because they know the convention season is gonna be booming. June and July and August and September. So it's gonna be a boon for CGC business. I mean, just look at their pressing business. For those that follow CGC pressing business, it takes 4, 6, 8 weeks to press a book. They are so busy. Okay, for those that understand pressing, and if the backlog is 6 weeks, and I can guarantee you, CGC has a lot more than one press machine. They might even have 2 or 3. And for them to be 4 or 6 weeks backlog, I'm sure they're pressing hundreds of books per day. So business is booming, as Antonio Brown would say, booming. So my view is that the higher fee CGC will do nothing to hurt their business, nothing. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit to see CBCS raise their price before the end of the year. If that happened, you can come back here and say, Nick predicted this. But other than that, I think the market is, like I said, I don't understand variant. I don't collect variant, but there's no way I'm going to sit here and predict that the market, the modern market is going to crash anytime soon. It is not. There have been pretty good discussion on my topic of variant age. I understand that this is the second variant age, but it's, as we all know, this variant age is night and day, very different from the previous variant age of the 90s. So whether the future generation, 20 years from now, people will coin this the new variant age or variant age, it will be interesting to see. I love to look back 20, 30 years from now and see what people call this time frame, because surely we can't call everything from the 90s through the present modern age. It didn't make any sense to me, never have. I thought it was silly, for the most part, for collector to kind of abandon the copper age, even though copper doesn't sound too enlightening. Personally, I prefer not to use the word modern age at all. I prefer to have gold, silver, bronze, copper, and then foil age, or embossed age, whatever it is, a crazy 90s words, and then move on to the new variant age that we have today. And that's for another video to discuss, as far as what would be the starting point. 1993, when the 3D covers start to show up. 2013, not 1993. 2013 is when I think the first few 3D variants show up, and then 2014 was the new 52. Surely history in the future will go back and pick the starting point, and that's, I think, make for good discussion right now. So I'm always happy to hear what other people think when would be a good starting point for the new variant age. And that's it for my thoughts on the current comic market.